Howdy ho peeps, it's Pred here. Just want to give you a little bit of rundown on Space Engineers. Let's get over here. This is another ship that was pre-made in the game. I have driven it around just a little bit. I'm still honestly trying to get used to these controls. Okay, this is my command center, and quite frankly, none of this is going to be here after this video. I'm completely redoing everything here. I'm going to show you a few things, show you how things are done real quick. This is a ship that was in the game. Let's turn this off. And this is so simple to change out parts and replace parts. All these are engines. Glowing things are engines. So what you would do is you hit, say, the number 1 square, and it wants to save. Nice, nice, very nice. And right click and it's gone. Left click and you replace it. Right click, left click. And now what I'll do is I'm actually going to put drill bits on this thing, because in this game you can quote unquote mine stuff. There we go. I now have a mining vessel, which I will show you a little bit later on how this is done. This is my very first prototype. This is the Colonial Viper out of Battlestar Galactica, which I kind of like. Here is kind of my, well, I didn't get the front end down. This is the second version of this ship. Did a little bit of camo on it, and I need to get these gravity generators off of here because you'll see what happens here. Let me take my jetpack off. So as I try to run, see, I start going sideways. It's the gravity. There's so many generators around here that it's just pulling me everywhere. So let me take you around just a little bit just to show you what I've done here. I have opened up some areas in the bottom. Here's some missile turrets that I have to kind of help. Here again, this really isn't a heavily fortified base. This is just a command and control center. I built it on this asteroid. This is pretty cool. This is bay doors that I've built, and it kind of runs off of how you would run a ship when you get into the cockpit for right now. I'll be showing you this in a minute, and I went ahead and opened up this area to make it a little bit easier for me to get into. Alright, turn the jetpack off. Let's go third person. This is supposed to be eventually like crew quarters, and I built the bottom out of this as well. Get around some of the steel plating. Now I had some stairs. Well, it was not stairs. It was actually like little climbers. I mean, it's hard to explain. I have to show you. I couldn't get them to work right. Didn't understand it. I do now. Anyway, these are small nuclear reactors, and these are storage. And if you go over here, click on K, I believe it is. This will tell you what is in each storage container. And the whole thing about this is you can mine and get resources. As you see, there's so much room. This is even a small one. And you get rocks and everything else, and it just helps you build stuff, and people actually use the rocks for weapons. It's pretty wild. Alright, here's a lot more gravity generators. Don't know if I really need all this. Go up the steps, and now I am in, this is the quote-unquote medical bay. This is where respawnings would happen. None of this really works right now. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, it's almost like a command and control center. You can turn your generators off, your interior light, everything that you put in here, you can turn on and off right here. Problem is, right now, the beacon is the only thing you can rename, and you want to talk about confusing. So here's my hangar bay. I have one ship parked in here, and I'm going to fly the other one around, put it in. This I'm going to convert over into almost what would be considered, I guess you would say, a forklift. I'm going to take, right now you have to get really innovative, the landing gear. See how that is green? If you press the P key, then it unmagnetizes, it turns yellow. I'm actually going to put some on the front and be able to move crates around. It should be pretty cool. I put a little hole in the side here so I can get around this a little bit. Here's two more of my Colonial Vipers. And let's go up real quick, and I'll show you something before I open up the door. Alright, here is my towers. Now, I have a beacon up here, and the beacons are so nice. They just released this. That way you can be deep in space and you know what's what. For some reason, my lights are not working. These are kind of like floodlights, spotlights, and I got them on a rotating motor. Thought it'd just be pretty cool. They're not working, so had to figure that one out. Not really sure what's going on. All right, let's get, whoa. Didn't mean to do that. Turn the jetpacks off so we can see. Oops. I'm actually working on something I forgot that's kind of secretive. So unfortunately I can't show you exactly what's in there. Let's come on back down. Ooh. You have to be careful. If it's something's not magnetized and you hit it, if you're trying to build something and you hit it, it will float away. Alright, so what you would do is you come up here, hit the T key, get in the cockpit. This is the cockpit view. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a spaceship. So we'll zoom out and I will hit the P key and let's fly this thing around. I do not have very good side to side and up and down controls in this yet. I wanted to get something with some speed in it, and I think I achieved that for a smaller craft. It is maneuverable in that sense. Now right now the laser guns, Gatling guns, all that good stuff, none of it's working right now. Let me turn this around. And that I'm sure will probably be within the next couple of updates. They have basically some type of machine guns right now that they really didn't mean to make work when they released the last patch, but it does, and so they just left it so we could have fun. Okay, so now that I'm here, I'm going to actually line this up a little bit. Let's go down. And there are more innovative ways of doing this, but for right now, this is how I'm going to do it. Let's get out. Let's go to third person, zoom back in here. Now, how do you open up the door? Come back down here. Oh, whoa, whoa. Get in it just like it's a jet. You move it around just like you're in some type of spaceship. Since I can't see on top, I'll put these red markers up here so I can kind of see where the door goes. Alright. Let's get out. Go back around, and then voila. Bay is open. She might be square, but you gotta admit, that's a nice looking ship right there. Alright, let's get into this thing. Hit the T key. I kind of like to go to cockpit view. Okay, here we go. Let's move her on down. Oops, that's not down. Yeah, I still gotta get used to the controls of this thing. Coming in. Let's go down. Let's engage. Pull this thing forward. Now I'll engage. There's so many things I could do with this ship. I could actually put warheads on the front and ram stuff. I might lose the whole front part of my ship, but I could still make it survive. So many things you could do. Alright, we'll get back in here, close this up, and I'm really excited to be playing with it. I'm whole disillusioned with the whole first-person shooter game. Sorry. I'm tired of them for right now. I'm tired of EA, especially. And between this and Cities, which I refuse to buy SimCity right now because it's EA, I'm going to have hours and hours and hours of fun. Here again, this is something new that they just come out with. These mines, you got to be very careful. You can actually walk into these mines and set them off. These things are pretty powerful, and I'm going to show you. Alright guys, here we go. Bam. Look at that. Look at the damage those two did to this ship. Unbelievable. Got these drill bits on here, making this thing a little heavy. That's okay. Let's go drill us out a nose or something. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like an alien anyway. Alright, so you would come up here, and you have to click on your You have to get your, let's see, number 1 key going here. There you go. Now, actually, when this thing drills, it will collect a lot of the rocks, not all, but a lot of them, and you put them in the storage containers. So let's drill on this bad boy a little bit. You could actually drill into the side of one of these things and actually build your base in it, and it would be extremely hard for somebody to penetrate it. Okay, you see? Alright, now let me show you another thing. Hand drill. Let's switch this over. This thing actually works pretty darn good, and it's fast. Look at how much rock this thing can do. In my opinion, it's faster and quicker than the big drill bit heads. I mean, look at that. Look how fast that is. Then you come along and you could actually gather all this up. You can use rocks as torpedoes. They are pretty darn deadly, because what you would do is you would just collect them all and then make one big one, shoot them out of a torpedo tube, kind of. Maybe the next video I'll do that. But there you go, guys. This is a really good game, really fun. If you like to build stuff, this is your kind of game. I guarantee it. So guys, until next time, this is Pred.